Everyone is here just to eat one thing, and that's pierogi. All the stalls, all the people, everyone here is selling pierogies, and we are also here to eat some pierogi. यहाँ पे चल रहा है पिरोगी फेस्टिवल। पिरोगी जो हमने डिश खाई थी, जो आपने जाकोपने वाले ब्लॉग में देखा होगा, अगर नहीं देखा तो आई रेकमेंड कि यू गो बैक टू द जाकोपने वाला ब्लॉग एंड चेक इट आउट। बेसिकली पिरोगी यहाँ की एक ट्रेडिशनल डिश है और इसके अंदर काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें वो स्टफ़ करते हैं और उसको बेक करते हैं। देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ देम। यहाँ से 15 से ज़्यादा स्टॉल्स है और हम सब में तो नहीं जाएंगे ऑब्वियसली, बट एक जो सबसे बढ़िया लगेगा वहाँ से थोड़ी पिरोगी लेके टेस्ट ज़रूर करेंगे। फ़िलहाल हम नहीं करने वाले क्योंकि पेट फुल भरा हुआ है। सो वी आर जस्ट गोइंग टू वॉक अराउंड फॉर अ लिटिल बिट और फिर जाके वी आर गोइंग टू बाय सम पिरोगीज एंड ट्राई इट। बट देखिए कितने सारे लोग हैं, सब एक ही चीज़ खाने आए, वो है पिरोगी।
I think I'll start with the spinach flavor. So basically, let me give a bit of background. There is a Pierogie Festival happening in Krakow from the 11th to 15th of August. We obviously didn't know about it, but now that we've discovered it, we had to try the kimchi's here. We had to try the pierogies here. So there are a whole lot of stalls here, and each one of them have their own flavors. And it's a competition. I don't know how they're judging the competition or what the rules are. But the end result is that everybody gets to eat a lot of pierogies. And from what I have been seeing for the past couple of days, everybody loves to eat a lot of pierogies. Like I have been watching people queue up and eat so many pierogies. So Parichay has had his fill of pierogies, but I'm going to try 2 different flavors of it. The ones that I found the most fascinating, one was the spinach flavor, which he's given me, the green one, which he's given me with some fried onion on top of it. And this one was his personal favorite recommendation, kimchi flavor, which is cabbage and some chili. So I'm going to try both of them, and I'm going to see how the new version of pierogi, the Krakow version of pierogi is working.
Hard.
Not the softest. And plus I'm also using a wooden spoon, so I don't think
I want to like take the full bite.
yeah.
Not now.
I have never eaten spinach like this in my life. But this reminds me of palak ki sabzi. I'm not weird. Like the way palak ki sabzi is made back at home with kanda and stuff. Now just dump that in the dough and steam it, and you get a spinach pierogi. Do I love it? Do I like it? Or would I eat more of it? Yes. And the reason I was struggling to really cut this is not because it's hard, it's because the spinach leaves are like really big here, which they could have easily
chopped it.
Yeah. So they are basically hard to cut.
Which one are you having
Now I'm having my second flavor, that's the kimchi flavor, and he's given me a nice orange sauce with it, which is a little sweet. I'm assuming it's going to add more flavor. This is yum.
Better than the spinach.
Best pierogi I've had on this trip.
Better than the sheep cheese one.
Yeah. This is bursting with flavors. This one's a show winner. And that was Pierogie Festival. So we're now at the Krakow Old Town Square. We did go through the St. Mary's Cathedral. However, we could not film in there. So next we're going to go and cover the cloth market, also known as Souvenirs, if I'm right. Souvenirs is right in attached to the main market square, as you can see there. This is where international traders used to come before with spices and silk and other material that used to come from the outside, and it is still functional today. We can spot a lot of things being souvenirs, clothes. Sold by mostly Polish people here. There's a very wide range of things that are being sold at these shops, which are there on both sides. And obviously, being right next to the old town square, this market attracts a lot of visitors. So I can imagine that this has to be one of the prime properties. These are some wooden souvenirs. Magnets, stones, gems. I think the key emotion that you see with most people here is that of curiosity, because there is obviously interest in knowing whether these things are local Polish, like these costumes definitely look local Polish. Are the gems, the designs local Polish, or have they been, imported from elsewhere? How traditional are these? So these shops are basically on both sides, and we can see there's a lot more here. These chess sets look particularly gorgeous. Those are the Matryoshka dolls. These are all wooden items, all very colorful wooden boxes. And almost I think every shop here has at least a set of interested buyers. I'm not sure if all of them are making the kind of sales, but no matter who's selling what, there is somebody who's taking interest. Remembered this dragon statue from earlier today. It's a nice little souvenir of it. So I have seen such such a market definitely in Turkey. That's, I think, one of my closest memories with this kind of a market. In Europe, I don't think I've seen markets to this extent beyond Christmas markets. Of course, there are street markets and a whole bunch of other markets, but that's mostly about the brands and the clothes. This is a nice mix of everything that there is. There's also a big tradition of these long stuffed pillows. We even saw that in Zakopane. Because of the Wawel Castle and the Dragon's Den, I think even the dragon stuffed toy is also something that you very widely find on streets, in various souvenir shops across the city, and I'm guessing probably even across the country. So what once used to be a market for all the international traders now seems like a market for all things Polish for international tourists. And that was that. So this here is the market square of Krakow. It's got all sorts of shops here, jewelry, clothes, bags, food. And I'm assuming that these things are not just local, they come from everywhere. There's some jewelry out here, more souvenirs, handicrafts, a lot of wooden items here. Lots of food, clothes of course. Is surrounded by restaurants and cafes on all sides, so you can totally imagine this is the most happening place in Krakow. And long story short, this market square is more like a Christmas market around the year, or probably at least now in summer, because there's just so many shops here, events happening. It's so lively, so buzzing, and there's so much to do. This is something that we've seen in European market squares only around Christmas, so it's a pleasant and a happy surprise to see it now in summer. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to walk around and just see all of this, and to see a lot of people gather around here and, you know, participate in these local activities.